Hello everyone, welcome to the demonstration of the second lab for structural analysis course. In this lab you will be performing a beam bending analysis, but this time for an indeterminate beam. So a lot of the steps for this lab are very similar to the first lab, so I will not repeat those steps in this video, but I'll walk you through what you will be doing and what is new to this lab. The apparatus is the same that you used in lab 1, but this time a third support is added to half-bay bitumen support A and B, and it is a fixed support. At the beginning of the experiment, this middle support is adjustable, and the aim is because you will be measuring the beam deflection and support reactions under the support settlement. So when you want to start the experiment, you want to make sure this is loosened up. So when you loosen up these bolts, you can adjust the height of this middle support. Let it rest at its unstressed position, and then fix these. You perform this step because in case previous groups left it under support settlement, you loosen it up, but make sure you don't do that. The lab consists of 3 parts. In the first part, you will be measuring the influence lines of the support reactions. The procedure starts the same as lab 1. You first need to calibrate the load cells. So once you are connected to the data acquisition, you made sure that you're reading all of the sensor data. You go ahead and zero the load cell readings, and then put 1 kgf set of loads once on top of each support reactions, and record the voltage reading for each of them. But this time you have 3 equations to define in the calculator to convert these voltage readings into the support reaction of their corresponding supports. Once you calibrated the load cells, you go ahead and move the 1 kgf load along the beam, put it on top of the supports, hang it from the hangers, and at each step you record the support reactions, and this will create you the influence lines for the 3 supports. In the second part of the support reaction measurements, you are asked to calculate the value for the reaction of the 3 supports when 1 kgf load is placed at E. Well, you have already calculated this once you were measuring the influence lines, so you will just need to pick the right value and report it. No need to do any extra measurements. The next part of the lab involves measuring the deflection of the beam under some applied loads. You remember from lab 1 that the beam at its unloaded shape might have already some deflections. It might be because of its own weight or some permanent deformations or misalignment. So you have to first map the unloaded shape of the beam. Just as previous lab, you start with zeroing the sensors, the displacement and position sensors, and at 5 centimeter intervals you measure the vertical deflection of the beam, and that will correspond to its unloaded initial deformation. Then you will place 1 kgf set of loads. Again, you will hang it from E and repeat the same steps, and this would be the deformed shape of the beam under load. Obviously, because we have an additional support, you are expecting deflections both on unloaded and loaded to be way smaller than previous lab, because now we have an additional deformation restriction. And while you mapped the deformed shape of the beam, you are asked to report the vertical deflection at point D. You remember from previous lab that you need to account for the initial shape to the readings only correspond to the load itself. In the next part of the lab, you will be applying support settlement to the middle support. To do this, you will move the displacement transducer to top of the middle support, bring it down, and push it quite a bit down because you want to measure how much the vertical settlement at the support will be. Once you fix it, and we'll turn it on. At this position, you want to zero the sensor. Now you can loosen the bolts of the middle support and push it down while you're reading the value of that vertical deflection. You want to fix that to 4 millimeter. Now this might be a two-person job while one person is pushing the support and they fix it to 4 millimeter. The other team member can fix the bolts. At this point, you are just going ahead, read the support reactions, and also measure the vertical deflection of the beam. Well, of course, to measure the vertical deflection of the beam, you're moving the column again to the beginning and repeat all of the steps that you have performed before. You again repeat the same steps at 8 millimeter support settlement and do the reading for support reactions and the beam deflection. Once you're done with the experiment, make sure to loosen the bolts and let beam rest unloaded and undeformed once you right after you read your readings. Thank you for watching this video. That's all about lab 2, and good luck to you in the lab.